Again, I want to give it up to the youth, to the folks from Africa, from Congo. Again, like I was saying earlier, you know, it's difficult times. There's a lot of fear in the Latino and the migrant community, like I was saying too. Maybe like a year ago, my brother, which I don't want to reveal his name, was taken from our family. And we didn't know his whereabouts for months until we find out that he was caught up in one of the detention centers in Arizona. Luckily, his partner, had a little bit of money saved and was able to get an immigration lawyer. And after months, we were able to get our brother back. But I do, know there's a privilege that a lot of folks don't have their lawyers, don't have that help, don't even know where our families are, incarcerated, put in cages. And I want to say also, to make those connections, that this is not only happening here in America. There's a big migration happening from Africa. A lot of our brothers and sisters are leaving and migrating leaving their homelands to migrate to Africa, to France, again, to look for better opportunities, to look for better jobs for our people. I think that some of these politicians, some of these racist politicians forget that all of us want the same things for our children, for our niños. We want security. We want to be able to feed them. We want to be able to clothe them. And I think supposedly America is that place, right, that they talked about, yet is being denied, and we put it in cages. Thank you for my sister Tiny too, to making the connections. How houseless people right here in America are being put in cages. But let's not forget also our brothers that are being caught up in Guatemala and Mexico. All of our Central American brothers and sisters who also get discriminated by our Mexicanos paisanos. So let's not forget that. And I just want to share a quick poem that I wrote of what's happening with La Raza. And thank you guys for coming out here in this beautiful Sunday, right? And some of us are here, and I think that it's a blessing to be here. And not in there, not in those detention centers for our people. So thank you for caring. Thank you for giving a damn and not turning to the other side. And this is called the American Dream. ¿Cuál es el pinche sueño americano? El mismo sueño que todos oímos, pero pocos logramos. El mismo sueño que tiene a tanta gente viniendo. El mismo sueño que tiene a tanta gente muriendo. What is the American dream? Families risking their life for the American dream. The same dream that we all hear about, but only a few of us get to see. The same dream to have so many people coming to hear. The same dream the America lets you see. The same dream that kill hundreds of people every year. Sometimes I think, and I can't feel what the dream is. What kind of dream got you swimming over rivers and deserts with nothing to find? What kind of dream got you in a car trunk in a borderline? Is that the American dream? What kind of dream got you thinking that over the brown wall is something better for you to find? What kind of dream led you to all these goddamn lies? Since when her dreams became nightmares, I ask? Since when her dreams take people's lives? That's it.
So we're gonna, I know that there was a lot of agencies that signed on to the joint statement. We're passing it out right now. We're going to wrap up pretty quick, but I want to be clear. Please promote this notion about UNDRIP. We don't like the United Nations. They predate and hurt a lot of poor people all over Mama Earth. But get it clear. No indigenous people or white lawyers were used in no white lawyers were used in the creation of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. It was actually created by indigenous elders over 22 years. And it is important to use it and lift it up because it's an actionable document. And let's not get it twisted. Guess which stolen land did not sign on to the UNDRIP?
Yes, right here.
Right, and I think Australia just signed on, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Americlan never signed on. I wonder why. But right, just like
this is why UN treaty on this why the U.S. didn't sign it.
Yeah. So it's important to understand that as global communities, we have the right to use this document, even if the U.S. doesn't. And they actually used it in a court case in LA just recently with a win. So So I want to be really clear. Take the statement, start naming it, because this is decolonializing this bullshit notion that these borders have any power over indigenous refugees. So I'm going to read this one part again. This statement is invoking UNDRIP, United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, specifically lifting up Articles 10, 11, 13, and 27 that state the multiple rights of all indigenous peoples to cross settler colonial created borders due to poverty, wars, violence, work, or ceremony. What about that? Just because they need to, right? Or other needs without the criminalization, harassment, incarceration, or abuse of those same settler colonial forces. So it's really important as we're looking at the connections also between Palestine, between the U.S., between these Americas, that we make the connection on the ways of indigenous peoples, and that we have the power to decolonize all these pinche fronteras falsas. So we're going to end out, but I want to, yes, I want to ask, we have a lot of beautiful folks who signed on so far, and I don't know if anybody is here from Gay Shame or Families with the Future or Anti-Police Terror Project, Crip Hop Nation. We heard from Indian Peoples Organizing for Change. But if other people wanted to come up and say a few words before we have to close out, you're welcome to. Again, making the connections between the false borders here and globally. So anyone else wants to speak? Otherwise, we're going to close out with a prayer, because that's how we do, is how we open. And I know our youth scholar has been lifting the smoke.
Not everybody jump at once, please. We only got one mic.